record. X plus 1 minus 3x minus 12 gives me negative 2x minus 11. Okay. Next one's just a little harder. There's a couple different ways I can multiply this. I can multiply the two parentheses first and then multiply by 2y. Or I just went ahead and multiplied 2y through the first parenthesis and got 6y squared minus 2y. And then took that times 5y plus 3. And I'm going to get 30y cubed plus 18y squared minus 10y squared minus 6y. Combine your like terms, and you get 30y cubed plus 8y squared minus 6y. Okay, questions? We okay, everybody? Awesome. Number 3, I'm going to multiply this out. X squared plus 7x plus 12x cubed minus 4x. So I get x to the 5th, 7x to the 4th, 12x cubed, negative 4x cubed, negative 28x squared, negative 48x. My like terms are here and here. So my answer should be x cubed. Oh, nope. Good morning.
Good morning.
X to the 5th plus 7x to the 4th plus 8x cubed minus 28x squared minus 48x. Woo. Okay, and then on the last one, all I'm doing is adding and subtracting. So I've got negative x squared plus x plus 56 minus 5x minus 3 plus x plus 3x squared. So it gives me 2x squared minus 3x plus 53. Huh? Are we good? Okay. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3, right? Okay. All right. So that's just a reminder of adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Good job. Now we're going to move on to the division. So polynomials can be divided using steps similar to long division, steps used to divide whole numbers. So I know that you guys learned how to do long division last year in Sec 3. Okay, so you should have learned how to do long division last year in Sec 3. Okay, so I have examples there of how to do it. The first thing before you do long division, the first thing you should always do is see if I can factor it. So these two problems at the bottom, they're just written different ways, right? I'm written using the divide sign or a fraction bar. They both mean divide, right? You guys know that by now. Same problem, right? Just written different ways. I'm always going to check to see if I can factor first. So I want to look at this problem right here, the top part, and see if I can factor it. Because if I can factor it, it makes it so much simpler. Okay, so can I factor x squared plus 7x plus 12? Well, I think that factors to x plus 3 times x plus 4, right? And that's all over x plus 3. And then what happens, because I have an x plus 3 on the top and the bottom, those can go away. And so my answer becomes just x plus 4, right? So if I can factor, so much simpler, right? Division is. However, how often can I factor? Not very, right? So that's why we have this long division. So as I'm doing research, because I wanted to find some pictures to put in here, like these two pictures here, and this wasn't for your class, by the way. This was for my Sec 3 class. I was trying to find some pictures to put in. I don't know why I didn't have them because I had these notes done. I guess I didn't think about finding them for this class. I came across this other picture about how, for a second. I did the multiplication in those boxes this way on purpose because you can actually do long division using this multiplication method in the box, and it's just actually going backwards, okay? So I'm going to use this method here and work backwards from here. Because basically that's what division is, right? It's unmultiplying. It's doing multiplication backwards. It's unmultiplying things. You can do that with polynomials. And it was amazing to both of us that it made just so much sense when we looked at it. And then teaching it to both the honors kids and the regular non-honors kids in Sec 3 this year, it was so much easier. They got it so much quicker, and it was so much easier for them than do this long division way that like last year with the kids that I had was a little more of a struggle, and it took a little bit longer. So I'm going to show it to you guys this year, okay? So long division. And I was kind of like, what the heck are they doing? I couldn't figure, I was like, how are you doing long division this way? And so I sent it to Miss Martinova. And she was like, what? I'm like, I know, right? We were both totally blown away this year. Like, how are you doing long division this way? It makes so much more sense than teaching you guys how to do long division way, when you guys are like, I hate long division, right? Everyone hates doing long division. So when we multiply, and let me go back here. Here we go. So this is the answer I want to get, right? This x squared plus 7x plus n. By the way, it doesn't factor. Oh, sorry, it does factor, but it doesn't factor anything that I can use because it factors to x plus 5 and x plus 2. So there's nothing I can't cancel out, so it doesn't help at all. So here we go. Pen. So I'm going to make my multiplication table, and I'm just going to leave it open on the end because I don't know how far I'm going to need to go down here. So I'm just going to kind of leave it open here. Okay, I know that I'm going to be dividing by x plus 3, right? X plus 3. And if it was minus 3, I'd put a minus 3 there. Okay, everyone with me so far? Okay, right? And then the first number that goes inside my box I don't know how many of those are. I'm just going to stop there. Is going to be this x squared here, because this is the first number of my answer is x squared, right? My multiplication answer. So remember, inside the boxes is my answer. This is the answer to the multiplication question. Okay, so I'm going to put the x squared there. So what do I take x by to get x squared? What do I multiply, right? This is a multiplication table. So what do I multiply x by to get x squared? This number right here. Anybody? What do you multiply by x to get x squared? X, right? So you're going to multiply x by x. So x times 3 would give me 3x. Is everyone okay so far? Make sure you're asking, if you ask, make sure ask to, oh my Lanta. It's definitely Monday morning. Make sure to ask questions if you need to, okay? So now I want to look at this middle number, and I want to say, what do I add 3x to get 7x? So what do I add to 3x to get 7x? Huh? 4x. What do I add? Yeah, what do I add to 3x to get 7x? So that would give me 4x. So these two boxes together need to add to be my middle term, right? So now I'm going to start the process all over again. So what do I add to x? What do I multiply x by to get 4x? 4. So I'm going to put a plus 4 here. And 4 times 3 is 12, yes? So what do I add to 12 to get 10? because now I'm at this number, right? So what do I add to 12 to get 10? -2, great. So once I'm past this x, once this number here, and I'm going to highlight it, once this number gets lower than this number, I can't do anything. So this is my remainder. So this is my remain, I'm going to spell it wrong, and I did. This is my remainder row once I get there, so I had extra if I had to go on. So now my answer is going to become this, x plus 4 minus 2 over x plus 3, right? Remember how we're supposed to write it that way, which is ugly, but we have to do it that way. Sorry, I should have made this bigger. I don't know why I didn't for in class. Okay. Don't worry, I'm going to do it a couple more times so you guys can see it again, okay? Jesus, I think I need to mark you here. Oh, no, I did. I marked you here.
No question.
Yeah, go ahead. Huh?
4.
Yeah, so what do I multiply x by to get 4x?
Where's 4?
So I got the 4x first, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And then I asked myself, what do I multiply x by to get 4x?
Oh.
4. So you can always check all your answers, right? Because it's a multiplication table. So watch, I can say x times x gives me x squared. And x times 3 gives me 3x. And 4 times x gives me 4x. And 4 times 3 gives me 12. So this should all work out multiplication, like multiplication ways also. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I've got this little tag along extra thing that's left over. That's my remainder. Okay? Yeah. Okay, let's try this one. I think this one's a little longer. It'll take us longer to do, so it might be a little better. Okay. And I've got x plus 3. Okay, so the first thing that goes in my, let's see. Okay. The one that goes in my top left, it is left side, right? Left box is going to be 6x cubed. It's always the first number. Okay? So the first question is, what do I multiply x by to get 6x cubed? 6x squared. Beautiful. Okay, and because I know this is a multiplication table, now I'm going to multiply 6x squared times 3. Okay, so I get 18x squared. Okay, so you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to say, now I want to get this number here. Negative 2x to the negative 2x squared. So what do I add to 18x squared to get negative 2x squared? Ooh. Negative 20x squared. Make sure that I have, okay, yeah. Negative 20x squared. Because if I add those two together, negative 20 plus 18 gives me negative 2. Everyone okay online? Okay. So now what do I multiply x by to get negative 20x squared? Do I need to say it again? What do I multiply x by, right here, this number, to get negative 20x squared? Negative 20x, yeah. Okay? And because it's a multiplication table, I'm going to take negative 20x times 3 and get, let's see, that should be negative 60x. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now I'm going to take these two right here, right? These two right here. Negative, what do I add to negative 60x to get negative x? So what do I add to negative 60x to get an answer of negative x? 59x. So plus 50, oh, sorry, that one doesn't go there. It goes inside the square. 59x. Oh, this is going to be a horrible multiplication. I'm glad I got my calculator out. Okay, what do I multiply x by to get 59x? 59. And then 59 times 3 is 177. Okay, what do I add to 177 to get 1? Negative 176. And this is my remainder. So my answer is going to be 6x squared minus 20x plus 59 minus 176 over x plus 3. Questions? Are we okay so far? It's not bad, right? A lot easier than doing long division, right? We have to multiply, and don't forget to subtract, and don't forget to do this. Yeah. IJ. Okay. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, we're still going to do some practice. Awesome. Okay. So I think I do 3 or 4 before I let you guys try and do a couple. So I've got x plus 3 again. And this is going to be 4x cubed. So what do I multiply x by to get 4x cubed? 4x squared, right? And 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. What do I add to 12x squared to get 3x squared? It's 9x squared. Good. Negative 9x squared. Good. Negative 9x squared. Can you see that negative? It looks like a negative. Okay. What do I multiply x by to get negative 9x squared? Negative 9x. Okay. And then negative 9x times 3 is negative 27x. And now this time I want it to add to be negative 2x. So what do I add to negative 27x to get negative 2x? 25x. Okay. And what do I multiply x by to get 25x? Plus 25. And 25 times 3 is 75. And what do you add to 75 to get 1? Negative 74. And that's my answer. So it's going to be 4x squared minus 9x plus 25 minus 74 over x plus 3. And yeah, if I have a remainder of 0, if I get 0 here, that just means there's no remainder, right? I can get that too. So it does work if there's no remainder also. So one more, and then you guys are going to go on your own for a couple of them. So now we got an x to the 4th in here now, so it's going to be longer. So let's see, x plus 2 over 2x to the fourth. Okay, so what do I multiply x by to get 2x to the fourth? 2x cubed. And 2x cubed times 2 is 4x cubed. And what do I add to 4x cubed to get 5x cubed? X cubed. And x times what gives me x cubed? Plus x squared. And x squared times 2 is 2x squared. And what do I add to 2x squared to get 5x squared? 3x squared. And x times what gives me 3x squared? 3x. And 3x times 2 is 6x. And 6x plus what gives me 10x? 4, beautiful. And x times what? That would be 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And what do I add to 8 to give me 8? So here is my answer. Done. Questions? Huh? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to leave those up here. You've got 2 problems here. I think that's it on this page, right? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a few minutes to do those 2 problems. X and negative 9x, and that would be 5x plus 5, negative 45, and 31. There we go. So there's the answer for number A. Did you get that, Leslie? What happened?
I just can't do
The very first thing? So there should be x squared, sorry, x squared. So I always just say, what do I multiply this number to get this number? That's the first step.
So how do you get the bottom one?
Then once I get that number goes up here, right? The x, and then I just say x times negative 9 gives me negative 9x. Does that make sense? Okay. And then how do we get the next number? How do I get this number here? This one here. I say, what do I add to negative 9 to get negative 4x? Because remember, on a multiplication table, these 2 are my like terms, right? So they have to add to be whatever my answer is. So what do I add to this number to get negative 4x? Well, that's 5x. Does that help a little bit? Okay. Okay, so number B. Probably don't need that many, huh? So x minus 4, x cubed. So I had to multiply x by to get x cubed. That would be x squared. And x squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. And then I need 2x squared, so 6x squared? Yeah, that should be 2x squared. Okay, x times 6 x gives me 6x squared. And 6x times negative 4 is negative 24x. And now I want negative 5x, so 19x? Yeah. 19 times, yeah, 19. Yeah, that's it. So plus 19. And then times negative 4 should be negative 76. And negative 76 plus some number plus 60. Yep, there we go. Is going to give me negative 76. Not plus 60. Ooh, that is so wrong. I need a plus 16, huh? Let's see. 76. Let me get out my calculator again. 76. 92. 92 is going to be our answer. 92. So plus 92 over x minus 4. I think 92 minus 76 should give me 16. 76. Yep, okay. Questions? Does it make a little better sense now, Leslie? Okay. All right, I think that's it on this page, right? Are we on a new page now? Oh, and you have C and D, so there's C and D. Okay, here we go. So here's my little box. So what do I that should be to the fourth. What do I multiply x by to get 6x to the 4? Should be 6x cubed. And 6x cubed times 4 is 24x cubed. And then I need to, what do I add to 24x cubed to get 14x cubed? I think that's negative 10x cubed. Okay, and then what do I multiply x by to get? That should be negative 10x squared times 10 times x gives me negative 10x cubed. And then this should be negative 40. Oh, I know where your x squared, right? Right here's where you're stuck, right? So is there an x squared in my equation? There is none, right? So what do I add to 40x squared to get 0x squared? 40x squared. So that gives me 0x squared, right? So there's no x squareds. So then I get plus 40x, and that gives me 160x. Oh, what do I add 160x? Negative 20x, negative 180x. It's minus 180. And my goodness, that's negative 720. And what do I add to negative 720 to get negative 44? 676. If you're having a hard time getting that number, this is what I do. So this is a negative number here, and I want a negative number, right? So I just took 720 and I subtracted 44 from it and got 676. If this was a negative number and this was a positive number, I would have took 720 and added 44. And that would have given me my number here. So that's kind of how I think about it. So this gives me plus 676 over x plus 4. Was it here when you got stuck right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's not one there, I just need to make a 0. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. And then D is even uglier, I think. And I've got b minus 6 and 10b cubed. So this should be 10b squared, which gives me negative 60b squared, right? And what do I add to negative 60b squared to get negative 21b squared? And I think that's 39b squared. And then I multiply 39b times b to get 39b squared. And 39 times negative 6 is, oh, is that where I messed up at? Negative 234b, and that's where I messed up. Okay, and then negative 234, and I want it to be positive 16. Oh, maybe I didn't mess up. Should be 250. So 250, yep, so 250b. So I'm going to add 250 there. And 250 times negative 6 is negative 1,500. And then I want negative 65, so 1,500 minus 65 should be 1435. So plus 1435 divisible by b minus 6. And there's our answer. Wow. That's kind of an ugly problem because the numbers are so big. Okay. All right. So now we're going to change it up just a little bit. What's the difference between these two problems? The only difference is here I've got x plus 4, right? And here I've got a number with my x. But I can do it exactly the same way. I can still use the same thing. I can still do it exactly the same way, okay? So I'm still going to make my box the same way. Let me make this bigger, so. So this time, oh, sorry. So I've got 2x minus 1, and this is 2x squared. So what do I multiply 2x by to get 2x squared? Well, that's x. So x times negative 1 is negative x. And what do I add to negative x to get negative 5x? Negative 4x. And what do I multiply negative 2 by to get negative 4x? Negative 2. And negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. I almost said 3. Wow. And what do I add to 2 to get 3 would be 1. So plus 1 over 2x minus 1. So it's the same thing. I'm doing exactly the same thing. Only there's a number with my x squared this time. Okay. So I do want to talk about number 2. Number 2, if you can show me the work on number 2, and I don't care what, is extra credit. You just take a copy of your work, do it on a piece of paper, do it, get the right answer, send it to my Canvas email, and I'll give you guys extra credit for number 2, okay? And I'm saying it because it's a hard problem. It's not an easy problem, okay? So I want you guys to try and do number A, and then we're going to do number B together. So try and do A. Here we go. Let's see. Where's my pen at? Sorry, I was trying to figure out the best way to show you guys the last one. So I've got 3x plus 2, and oh. Yeah, that should be enough. So I've got 9x to the fourth. So what do I multiply 3x by to get 9x to the fourth? I think that's 3x cubed. Yeah. So 3x cubed times 2 is 6x cubed. What do I add to 6x cubed to get 3x cubed? I think that's negative 3x cubed. So I think I'm going to be multiplying by negative x squared. Gives me negative x squared times 3x gives me negative 3x cubed. Okay. So 2 times negative x squared is negative 2x squared. And what do I add to negative 2x squared to get 4x squared? 6x squared. And that should be 2x times 3x is 6x squared. Okay. And 2x times 2 is 4x. What do I add to 4x to get 7x? I'm believing that's 3x. And 3x times 1 gives me 3x. So 2 times 1 is 2. What do I add to 2 to give me 2? 0. There's my answer. Done. Okay. Questions at home, my Zoomers, or here? Anybody? Okay. So the last one is even a little more different because it's got an x squared. So there's two ways that I've set this up. There's the way that we've just been doing it. So where I can set it up this way, right? With just the two lines because I've got 2x squared minus 1, right? So I can do it this way. Or I can set it up, I'm going to kind of come down here. I can set it up this way with 3 lines because, why do I want to set up with 3 lines? Because I can have 2x squared plus 0x plus 1 because I want to have maybe all the x's in there from x squared all the way down to no x's. Either way, I'm going to get the same answer, and I might do it both for you guys both ways so you can see what it looks like, and then you can choose which way you like the best. Does that make sense? So if I'm going to do this way, I've got the 4x cubed. So what do I multiply 2x squared but to get 2x cubed? And I think that's 2x. And 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. And what do I add to negative 2x to get, oh, there's no x's. So that would be 2x. And then I can't multiply 2x squared by anything to get 2x. So I'm done with this row. The problem is, in this problem, I've got a negative 2x squared. I haven't addressed the x squareds yet, right? So I'm just going to add a new negative 2x squared in. So right now, this is part of my remainder, because that's not part of what I can do. So I know that's part of my remainder, okay? So I'm stuck there. That's done. That one's done. This is going to be part of my remainder. So I'm moving on to the rest of my equation now. So what do I multiply 2x squared by to get negative 2x squared? Negative 1. So that gives me positive 1. What do I add to 1 to get negative 3? Negative 4. And again, this is also part of my remainder. And I actually like this way better than the third way because the third way gets a little more complicated. The second way gets a little more complicated. So my answer is, I'm going to write it up here, 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 4 divided by 2x squared minus 1. Okay, so we can do it this other way. It just gets a little more complicated. So I have 4x. It starts out the same way with 2x, right? 2x times 0x is 0x squared, and 2x times 1 is 2x, okay? So what do I add to 0x squared to get negative 2x squared? Well, that's negative 2x squared, okay? And then what do I multiply 2x by to get negative 2x squared? Minus 1. And then I multiply out negative 1 times 0x is 0x. And negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Oh, sorry, this is not a positive one, this is a negative one. Woo, eraser. Eraser, this should be a negative one. Negative one. So this becomes a positive one. Okay, so now to get this term here in this square, I'm going to highlight this square, I add these two together. So I don't have an x term here, right? So to get a 0x, negative 2x plus 0x gives me negative 2x. So I'm going to add 2x there. And now I'm on my 1 terms. Again, this is going to be, because I'm multiplying by 0, this is going to be 0, right? 0 times anything is 0. So this is a whole row. I can just put 0 in this whole row, on all that row, right? Because 0 times anything is just 0. Okay, so 1 plus what number is going to give me my negative 3? Well, that's negative 4. So these are my remainders. So it's still, notice it's just a little more complicated, but you can do it this way, 2x squared minus 1. I end up with the same answer. So it doesn't matter which way you choose to do it. Just pick one of the ways if there's a missing x in my term. It still does work. Okay? Any questions? All right. Just so you know, you don't have any of those on your homework. Okay? But I did want to show it to you just in case. I'm pretty sure you don't have any of those on your homework. And you have about 24 minutes. Oh, no, about 12